Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday, a new devotional. And today I am sharing about Sabbath rest, the next spiritual discipline in the women's Bible study called Enjoying Jesus 12 Experiences to Draw You Closer. Between this Bible study and the book that the staff at Grace Church are reading called Emotionally Healthy Leadership by Peter Scazzero, I am definitely coming to have a much better understanding of this particular spiritual discipline. It's so much richer than I ever thought and knew it to be. So this is some of the things that I would like to share with you this morning. So God, as you know, initially set the example for us after 6 days of creating. He rested when he gave the 10 Commandments to the Israelites. He told them to remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. In the New Testament, in Mar.22, verses 27 and 28, then he, Jesus, said to them, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." Israel's Sabbath rest was meant to point back to God's day of rest at the end of creating, but also it was meant to look forward to a future day of rest. Then our earthly toil would end and we will enter into spiritual rest for all eternity. And so for us today to realize that or recognize that our Sabbath is a reminder that of Christ's second coming, which is what we have to look forward to, and that's when we will enter into our eternal rest. In Matthew 11, verses 28 to 30, Jesus explains true rest. "Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So on this side of eternity, we still can find our rest in Jesus, no matter what kind of challenging difficulty or situation that we find ourselves in, or when we are weary and heavy laden. Jesus is our go-to for rest. It's also a reminder of the perfect work of redemption when Christ willingly died on the cross for the sin of all humanity. He was the perfect, sinless lamb, the only one who could redeem us. Otherwise, we would have no hope for an eternal future in heaven. Israel's Sabbath was their reminder that a Savior was coming one day. This was accomplished at the first coming of Christ. Laying aside our work is a reminder that we don't need to strive or work for salvation because Christ did that work on our behalf, and we can rest and experience joy as a result now. In a world where busyness is the way of life, Sabbath helps us to live within our limits. We were not created for endless, non-stop work. Let's talk about workaholics. They experience burnout. That's something that I experienced a few years ago. Perhaps you've even been stopped in your tracks with a very serious health concern as a result of working so much. At the very least, your health is compromised at some level. You might not be sleeping well. Your anxiety level is up and down, probably more up than down. You feel tired and you're run down, worn out. Your body and your soul are crying out for rest. We were meant to have a regular rhythm of a balanced rest and work. Balanced work and rest, I should say. Reverse that. Peter Scazzero said that he slowly learned the truth that Sabbath is about working from rest as much as it is resting from work. It's also a time to stop, cease work. In the slowing down, we see God. It's a time to see what God is doing. He is building his kingdom on earth, but we don't see it when we are so very busy. He has been doing all along, but we just don't see this. we can then see that God is in charge when we have that take that time to slow down and stop all work. He is God and is master over all and is in full control. He does not need us, but he certainly invites us into his big picture plan to be a part of it. While we take time to step back from all work, whether it's paid or volunteer work, we show our faith and our trust in God that everything will be looked after because God is faithful and he provides. By taking this intentional rest, we are saying that God is the one who provides. We get to rest and experience peace and be reminded that we have what we really need. We have God himself who created us, redeemed us, and is continually sustaining us. He is all we need, and we can rest securely in him. It's a day also of celebration and gratitude to know, love, and make Jesus known in our lives. We give praise and thanks for all that we have to enjoy and draw close to God, who has given us everything. As we enjoy and take delight in creation by, let's say, going for a walk, reading, time alone with him, cooking, doing something that's creative and artful, painting, you name it, hobbies, time with family and friends, and so many other things. There is joy in Sabbath. Sabbath also provides a space to regroup and understand once again what God is doing in our lives and to reacquaint ourselves with the ways of God in our lives and to hear from him, because we certainly are much better able to do that. It really is precious time with the Lord. Sabbath does not have to fall on Sundays. Did you even think about that? It can truly just be any 24-hour period in which we stop work, enjoy rest, practice delight, and contemplate God. As you can see, Sabbath is much more than just a day off. And it's a time of putting aside all that distracts to see God and experience a deeper connection with him. And I hope that this makes you stop and think and realize that this age-old practice needs to be incorporated into our lives. But it is a process. It does take time. It takes discipline. And that is something that we intentionally need to choose to do. It's something I'm working on, and I hope that after you've heard this devotional, that maybe you will think about doing exactly the same. So give it a try, and don't be disappointed if it doesn't go well. Persevere and keep going, and you will find over time that you will see all of these things. It's fruitful time with the Lord, and what an incredible way to enrich your fellowship with God. So on that note, have yourselves a great week, and I will see you again next Monday. Take care. Bye for now.